Welcome to Facebook and YouTube's most interactive talk show. I'm Tom London, and for the next 60 minutes, you'll be joined by me, some photographs, some videos, a voice note or two, and a whole lot of people called the London Gang in the comment section. You'll meet the LGs in just a moment, but first, my future ex-wife has to introduce the show. Yeah, sing on, sweetie.
9 o'clock and the Tom London show has kicked off for everyone that is feeling lonely out there. For those of you not joining from South Africa, that is 9 p.m. South African time. Welcome everyone. Let's get this show on the road.
Giggle. That's it. Dum 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 ba dum ba ba dum bum bum. Good evening, welcome to the Tom London Show. On every Monday and Friday nights from 9 to 10 p.m. Central Africa time. Different times around the world, but most people watch the show after the fact. So if you've pressed play on the show a day or two later, or whatever, thank you for joining us on the Tom London Show. Tonight, we'll be talking about Springs Boys High. We'll be talking about Harvard. We'll be talking about dogs again, it seems, because I got a ton of dog pictures come in today after our talk about dogs last night. And we'll do Bryan Adams in just a moment. I'll take you back to a concert I went to a couple of years ago with the lady I was dating at the time. We'll get into the groove tonight. Now, if you're new to the show and you're watching for the first time and you're wondering what is this, this is a place for you to come to at any time of the day or night. Now the show does go out at night time at 9 o'clock, Monday to Friday, Joburg time. But you can watch this at any time you like. And you can keep an eye on the people whose comments come up underneath the video, or you can watch them come up on screen. You can get an idea of who the London Gang is. The London Gang are a group of people who practice kindness, basically. So if you've been looking for a kind home or place to come to, you've hit the right spot. The LG spot. Last night we had a lot of dogs on the show, a lot of pictures of dogs. A lot. And tonight we'll do the same. Okay, let's go and see who's on board so far. If you're joining us live, put your name in the comment section, say hello. If it's your first time, tell us it's your first time. We'll get everyone to say hello and make friends with you. Helen Mitvach was the first on board tonight, says hello LG and Tom. Robert Bruce Naismith, who suggested a topic that I think we may run tonight, actually, as our first topic. Good evening, Tom and the gang. I won't be joining tomorrow evening as I'll be interviewing my girlfriend. Yeah, like I want to interview Miley Cyrus. Hello, London Gang, says Alistair Jameson. We're going to be looking at Alistair's dog tonight. Patricia Ann Scott says, hello, everybody. Tammy Singh, our sparkler on the show, says, all right, all right, all right. Greetings, beautiful. Oh, that's the Matthew McConaughey. All right, all right, all right. All right, all right, all right. Greetings, beautiful people. Only on a Monday and Friday. What happened to Tuesdays and Thursdays? Oh, they're already giving it to each other there. Little Cook joins us out of the UK. What does it say on your shirt? I don't know. Well, I got to try and read this upside down. It's impossible. Let me move the mic out the way and you tell me. Can anybody read that? I don't know what that's B. But it's all upside down here. There's no ways. I can't read upside down. Maybe someone caught that. Pop it in the comment section. Please let me know what it says on my shirt. Henriette Cortez out of Denmark says, hello, dear peeps. Kiss, who we still don't know who Kiss is. This is a great mystery. Can we start doing some investigating, please, LG? Who is Kiss MS? Beth Lloyd, one here at the moment. Hi, Beth. Everybody say hello to Beth over in the United Kingdom out of Portugal now. Josie de Oliveira says, hello, Tom and the gang. Brendan Scott is on board, says, hello, gang. Oh, I got a message for Brendan, actually. Hold on a second. We'll get to Olwen in a moment. Right. So the message comes from Cheryl Veerhan. And it says, "Hi Tom, who was the person who revamped the cars on one of your shows? Small world we live in. I think I have a car for him from one of my dog clients. Long shot, but maybe a win for my clients and your car person." So, yeah, Cheryl, you got the name on the screen right now. Brendan Scholz. Hook up with him in the comments section. Owen Fenton Adcock. Oh, wow. It is so nice to see Owen in the room. Now, let me tell you where I met Owen. I met Owen in the smoking section at the Wimpy in Randridge Mall. I was sitting there one day and this lovely lady said hello, and I said hello. We started chatting and other people came along. And every time I haven't been to Randridge for a long, long time now, but every time I went to Randridge, I'd bump into Owen and we'd have the most fantastic conversations. She told me all sorts of stories, miracles that have happened in her life. Just an inspirational human being. And then I think we did a opskop at like a biker bar in Honeydew, Sheena's, something like that. I had a blast that night. Owen Fenton Adcock joins us. Why don't you say hello to Owen and make friends with Owen? Owen, welcome to the London gang. You'll find out that everybody practices kindness here. Bright future, is that what it says? Oh, wow. Okay, nice. Exactly what Little Cook said. Right future, says Patricia Scholz. I don't know, you guys. Hi, Tom and the gang. Carlos Hardwell, nice speech today, Tom. Well done. Oh, that was to some kids about a month ago. I didn't know. What do you tell 16-year-olds and 13-year-olds when you're 51? You tell them a story, try and inspire them. I was asked to motivate them. I'm not a motivational speaker. What can I tell 16-year-olds? I thought, well, the only thing I can say is in my life, whenever I've been faced with a big dream or a challenge, I've always said, I'm going to do it anyway. No matter what everybody tells me, I'm going to do it anyway. Sometimes it's bombed spectacularly, but every now and then one of my big dreams or goals comes right, and I boil it down to just that one line. I'm going to do it anyway. These podcasts are a good example. This is an incredibly difficult thing to start. It's not like walking into a radio station back in the talk radio days. And that brings me to the question that Robert Naismith asked. Rob, actually, if you can copy and paste what you sent to me on Messenger in the comment section below this video, then everyone can see it and then I can run off it. I've got a problem trying to get to it now and I'd have to try and think back and work out what it was you said. I do have a good handle on it, but if you've got that message handy, can't you pop it in the comment section down below and we'll run that as a topic. So these shows are pretty difficult to put together. You start very small, resources are thin. It's not like walking into commercial radio. But I always say I'm going to do it anyway. So we'll start like this and we'll keep on pushing. By the way, the numbers are in for the month of November. We've almost watched 70,000 minutes of the show. People who watch the show have almost watched 70,000 minutes. And across a month, there are about 5,000 people that watch the show. It's unbelievable. We've got a core London gang at the moment of, I would say, between 50 and 100 people. These are the people who come along and they comment in the comment section and stuff like that. Maybe 100, somewhere around there. Some are quiet when they're live. They don't say a thing. Some come for a little bit, leave after a while. But that's where we are with the numbers. About 100 in the London Gang at the moment, 78 officially on the London Gang group on Facebook. They're people that watch us live, but they don't actually comment. I've bumped into 2 or 3 the last week say, I watch your show. I say, I never see you in the room. They never comment. And they go, no, I never comment. So while you sit in the room commenting, know that there are people watching this show that are just not saying anything. A handful of them, but they're there. And then it all adds up. And after the fact, as I said, the audience is at least 20 times the size we've got right now. Bigger even. So there are a lot of people that watch most after the show. And thank you for pressing the play button. It's quite interesting watching something and gathering all the little numbers and adding them up to, around 5,000 people across a month. About 3 weeks ago, I was thinking of how to launch advertising on the show, and I just didn't know. I don't have an advertising department. I can't service 10 clients. I can't really go that route with 15, 20-second adverts, producing them, plus managing all of that, and I don't have the time. So I really was stuck when it came to an advertising model with the show, but I think what I'm going to go with is just one sponsor. one master sponsor would drive a lot of value for that person, and it's just a few $1,000 a month. It's not huge money. So if you are interested, or you know someone that's interested in sponsoring a show like this, tell them to give me a call and I will answer. Yeah, I'll answer emails, I'll answer WhatsApp, I'll answer anything for a bit of money. But that's where we are. And with a bit of luck, we'll have a sponsor soon. Okay, Karen Eva says, hello, Tom and the gang. What else have we got going on here? Hi, Tom and the gang, says Gaynor Schillenberg on board. All right, Tammy's on the mission to find out who Kiss is. Brendan Scott says you pronounced it wrong. I don't know who you're talking to. If it was me, I wouldn't know what it was. Hi, Olwen. Good to see people saying hello to Olwen. Benjamin Jones on board. Now we want to know if you... Oh, you're not spinning. Haro retrobates, late arrival apologies, no spinning tonight, glutes are ana. Yeah, there we go. Now that's me. You see, if I had to... You see, Benjamin, I was hoping it wouldn't be the case, man, but unfortunately you're a man after my own heart. If I had to try and motivate myself to get on a spinning bike, let's say I said, all right, next month I'm going to get on a spinning bike. Then next month, okay, today's the day. I'm going to do 15, or I'll do half an hour. And then I get on the spinning bike and I start spinning. And then 10 minutes in, I'm thinking, this is the dog's breakfast, man. Yeah, all right, I'll do another 5 minutes and make it 15. Then I do 15 minutes and I hop off the bike and I say, oh, well done, I'll do it again tomorrow. And then you don't think I'm ever going to do it again. Like, never. I don't know. Benjamin, you got to keep giving us reports. If you've given up, which I've got no judgment over. I wouldn't even got on the bike. George Clooney, Brad Pitt, Matthew McConaughey were sitting having a beer. George came up with an idea for the three of them to make a movie. I'll produce it, says George. I'll direct it, says Brad. All right, says Matthew. Okay, there we go. That's the first one tonight. Anybody pressed the like, hearts, and the ha-ha button? Extremely hot day in Hout Bay today, apparently. There's a lot going on here. Lulama Langa, I haven't seen you in the room before. I love the show. Thank you, Lulama. I hope that you're going to be a regular viewer. Could everybody say hello to Lulama? And Lulama, don't forget to go and look for the London Gang group and join that, because that's how you become part of the community. We just practice kindness and a bit of support for each other every single day. Out of Australia is Shell Green, says, good morning all. Yeah, listener numbers. I don't trust those research companies. Easy to manipulate the numbers. I've seen it. Yeah, I know. Sneak in Millipap. I can't do it. Right, so is Robert Naismith still here? Because he suggested a topic for the show, and I thought, okay, if you suggest topics, I'll do them. But I don't know if Robert is still here to take part in the conversation. It wouldn't be right to run Robert's topic and then he's left us. So let us know, Rob. Are you still here, man? That's what I want to know. Robert wanted to know more about commercial radio and talk radio and music radio. What that business is like, what it's like being a talk show host, stuff like that. Copied. Oh, did you put it in here? Oh, here we go. Right. So Robert's suggested topic for one of the shows is how commercial radio works. I have questions like, how do they know how many listeners are listening? Playing commercial music and so many other questions might be educational. All right. I'm prepared to give us, let's say we can do 5-10 minutes on this. How's that? So if you've got any questions about radio, you'll probably know I spent 15 years slaving away. Nobody noticed my Coke wasn't in the shot. Nobody. Did anybody notice that the Coke wasn't in the shot? I realized it now. There was no Coke in the shot. Nobody noticed. The OCD people are chilling out now. You see, you came onto the show, you were fully OCD. And now you don't notice that the Coke's there. The Tom London treatment is working. You may have been to psychologists for that problem. I don't know if they got pills for OCD. Somebody might have gone for OCD treatment or something. And it didn't work. But look at this. 37 shows of the Tom London Show, and not one OCD person noticed or said that the Coke was not in the shot. I think I'm having a calming effect on you guys. I think you should pay me. So any questions you got about commercial radio or talk radio, about the days that I spent in radio, the people that I worked with, guests, anything like that, any radio questions you got, fire away. Pop them in the comment section. I will answer honestly and I'll answer truthfully. We'll answer Robert's first question, like how do they know how many listeners are listening? Yeah, that's where it becomes interesting, you know. And even on Facebook, you've got to be very careful of the numbers, because you can just inflate. You can use the big number and say, well, the reach is that, or the 3-second view is that, but a 3-second view is worth nothing. A 3-second view really means that the person just scrolled right past. They didn't consume the content. So I don't use any of those numbers. The only numbers I'm interested in are the 1 minute plus views, where people are sitting and watching the show. I've worked out the average of about 10 minutes per viewer. Some are watching the full show, some are watching half the show, some are watching for a few minutes, but it's an average of about 10 to 20 minutes. It depends on how good the show is. So we regularly see 20 minutes per viewer, and there are about 5,000 of those people across a month. And I'm subtracting about 1,000 from 6,000. I'm subtracting 1,000 of the regular every night viewers, because they can manipulate the figures too. It's easier to get to the bottom of the numbers online, I must be honest, than on commercial radio. This is how commercial radio numbers are produced. There's a company called, I think it's BRC or BRC. They run a survey called RAMS, which is the radio survey that's been running for decades now. And apparently what they do is they send out people to do surveys. In the old days, you'd keep a diary and you'd write down what you listened to every day and when you listened and for how long. And now they do surveys where they get a hold of you at your house or your townhouse, and they ask you what radio station you listen to, when you listen to it, this and that, and they survey thousands of people 4 times a year, and then they collate and extrapolate, and they produce numbers. Been a lot of controversy surrounding the research methodology for radio in this country, because for a long time these people couldn't get into gated communities, so those communities' listenership habits were not really fully represented. Smaller stations, smaller regional stations, smaller commercial stations in Johannesburg that only broadcast to Johannesburg, for example, find it a bit more difficult because it's a smaller sample area, smaller sample size. Radio listener figures are, in my opinion, an estimate at best, and in some cases, wildly off the mark. Some radio stations would agree with me, some would disagree with me. All right, so there's my first answer to the radio questions. If we have any more with radio questions, I'll answer them. Okay, smart shirt, Tom. Where did you get your shirt? I don't know. Jam, I think. Jam clothing. Sometimes I got cool clothes. Talking clothes, damn, I'm in jeans and I got a sore bum. Tomorrow night, I promise, whole show slow pace. Early ORT on Saturday. I'm also early ORT. I'm flying out of OR Tambo 7 o'clock, 7 o'clock Saturday morning, Benjamin. If you're there early, because I'll probably be there at 5:30, maybe we'll see each other in departures. I'm flying domestically, going to Cape Town Saturday. Right, Coke, noticed, not good. Yeah, but you didn't say anything. You can't say anything after the fact. This is a court of law. Oh, Lil Cook also said she noticed. It looked so nice and tidy without them. But you didn't say anything. CDO, no more OCD. Feel better since I've got it in alphabetical order, says Benjamin Jones. Where did you get your shirt? Jam. My future wife's on board. There she is. There she was, just walking down the street, singing do-a-daddy-daddy-dum-daddy-do. Nature Girl, is that Tammy Singh moving over to YouTube? Okay, no radio questions? All right, that's fine. See if I care. Brendan wants to know if he needs to bring some Coke. He's got that big Coke van. All right, let me... That's weird. My future wife is watching, and 2 bits of content have got ex-girlfriends in them tonight. I'm not sure how to feel about this, and then I still got Miley Cyrus on the mind. Should we do a Bryan Adams Summer of 69? Let me take you back a couple of years to a fun night with a lady I was dating at the time. She's married with children now, so don't get the wrong idea. This is Bryan. Let's just have a little bit of music. It's dark now. Let's check the comments. Oh, I've got to scroll way back to catch up with you. Love your show. Not as much as I love you. What else we got here? Gaynor. Wondering how Gaynor is. Tom, why don't you use your super chats like on YouTube to make some money? Just asking. I'm still learning this game, Carlos. I mean, young kids tell me I should be doing this and doing that, and people send me roses and stuff. Actually, Nicole Patterson sent me roses and I made 99 US cents. Nicole Patterson gave me 99 US cents about 4 shows in. I didn't even know that. I opened my YouTube page and I saw I got $1. Where'd I get $1 from? How does that work? I had no idea. I was looking like $1? Where did $1 come from? And I saw it was Nicole Patterson. I suppose everyone could give me money. I don't know. I just run on the old-fashioned sponsor model. I'm looking for one sponsor. That's all I'm looking for. One sponsor. And I will plaster that sponsor's brand all over the place. Thanks for asking my question, says Robert Bruce Naismith. Pleasure, Rob. You and I should have an offline conversation. There's a lot of interesting stuff about radio I think you'd enjoy. Suri understands, I'm sure. Saw him at the Dome, was brilliant. Oh, Bryan Adams? Yeah, it was like listening to his CD. He was good. Was Tammy put back on Facebook jail? It looks like it. Liesl Schulenberg's exhausted. That would describe my whole year. I think exhausted would describe my whole year. At least I'm not constipated, because then I'd be exhaustipated. I heard you singing in the start, Tom. Yeah, I got a loud voice. I sing, I don't care. I sing. I don't know how to sing, I'm a bad singer. But I sing anyway. Alistair Jameson, is that Miss Storm? Who, Christina Storm? No, Christina and I were just friends. I never dated Christina Storm. I hung with Christina and we went for Chinese medicine together and a couple of photo shoots and lunches at the Throbbing Strawberry. But no. I want to place it on record. I've never dated Christina Storm. That was Rebecca. We dated briefly. Chantel, saw him in Oz in the early 90s, one of the best concerts ever, and I've been to a lot. Yeah, he's flawless. He's polished, isn't he? Bryan Adams is polished. It always amazes me. He comes back here every 3 or 4 years or 5 years, and he still fills every time he comes back. Tom, how many wives to be have you had? No, I only started developing the thought of getting married in my 40s. So any and all girlfriends before 40, I didn't think of marrying them. I was just too young and focused. And then after 40, I dated the fitness instructor, and I did want to marry her. I thought she'd be good to settle down with. Actually, you'll see a picture of her just now. But she was too young. She was 16 years younger than me, and she wanted to do things in life that would take her down a path that I didn't want to go down, and vice versa. And so, we spent 6 years together, and then we split up, and we're still friends. We're still friends, and I wish her well. I've got absolutely no hard feelings towards her. Or the lady in the video who got married and had 2 kids, and I'm friends with both her and her husband. Great people. Tom, which is better, outside venue or indoor like the Dome? Dome was horrible when it came to acoustics. I think anyone who ever performed at the Dome or had to do sound at the Dome used to cry before a show. I remember doing a sound check at the Dome, and I had to do it at the engineer's desk in the middle of the Dome. I was emceeing Il Divo or Cliff Richard or one of those guys. And I was standing in the middle of the Dome, and I did a test in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, like that, just to get levels and work out how the mic worked. And the delay coming from the speakers bouncing around the walls, it just went like, testing, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 3, 2, like that. It was crazy. And I realized I'm going to have to shut all the audio off and just listen to my internal voice to be able to speak properly. It's one of the trickiest jobs I've ever had to do in this business. The Dome was not lacquer. But I do like the arenas like Carnival City, like Grand West, like Sunbed Arena in Pretoria. I think those are really nice, 3,000 to 5,000 capacity venues. I think those are really cool to go watch a show at. And then if it's a big band like the Rolling Stones or something like that, you want to be at Ellis Park Stadium. I still think Ellis Park was the greatest concert venue that we had in this country. What else we got here? Give Tom stars. You see, I don't even know what they are. Yeah, apparently if you give me stars, I get some money. I made $1 already. That's how much I've made from the show. $1. I've made $20 in the last 2 months. But look, I haven't been wanting or driving to make money. Everyone is exhausted. Laugh out loud. I'm serious. Everybody I talk to, I do a lot of Uber drives, so I do a couple a day, and every Uber driver is tired. Every friend of mine is tired. All my family are tired. My neighbors are tired. The people in the spa are tired. Everybody's tired. If you thought 2022 was a rubbish year, 2023 just came and showed us what exhausted means. And there are a lot of people going, can't wait for 2024, and I always go, careful when you say that, careful, because that's what we said last year. That's exactly what we said last year. Are you having fun? Shell Greed says, laugh out loud, the Throbbing Strawberry. I know, it's in Douglasdale, and I've always felt slightly uncomfortable sitting at a restaurant called the Throbbing Strawberry. The food is great, the place is great, the people are great. I keep looking up at that sign and going, really? Really? The Throbbing Strawberry. What on earth could that be? Craig Blickload is on board. Evening Tom and TLG. Apologies for arriving late. If you're watching live, top right corner, there's a trophy. That's a way to contribute to Tom London's financials. Oh, really? I'm hoping a billionaire's watching. Johan Rupert, good evening, sir. Could you give me a whole bunch of trophies, please? Take some money off the Stellenbosch Mafia. Best concert I've been to is the Neil Diamond concert. He sounded just like on his record. I would love to have seen Neil Diamond live. I saw Tom Jones live. It was the first time I saw 50-year-old ladies removing their underwear and throwing it on stage. I was in my 20s. Yeah, probably late 20s, early 30s. It was at Sun City. Tom Jones came out to perform. I went with my girlfriend at the time, and I watched the show, and there were 70-year-old women taking their underwear off and then chucking it on the stage. And Tom Jones was, bye, 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 Delilah. He was loving it. And I thought, this looks a bit ridiculous. But now that I'm 51, I'm like, don't make judgment like that. I do not pass judgment like that anymore. Now it's okay. Tom Jones. That was the first time I ever met John Burks. I was standing waiting for the show to start, and my hero in life was John Burks because of his radio ability and talent and just who he was. He was radio god. And I was standing there. I think I just started working in community radio around 95, 96, somewhere around there. And John Burks was standing 10 meters away from me, and I said to my girlfriend, that's John Burks, that's John Burks. She said, go over and say hello. I went, no. She said, but you've met Michael Jackson, and you've interviewed Richard Branson. What's the problem? Why won't you go? And I said, no, not John Burks. And then eventually she prodded me, and I went along and said hello to John Burks. And that was the very first time I ever got to shake Burks' hand and say hello to him. Was at the Tom Jones concert at Sun City. You've brought back a memory as you recollect yours. So is Suri heading down the right path for you? Do you really want to know? I don't know. She's watching, so I don't even know how much I can say. This show's going to become boring when I get married. How do I put this? There have been girlfriends I've been in relationships with, really close relationships. My relationships have always been incredibly close relationships. And there have been a few where I've gone, I wouldn't mind marrying this person. We get along. We're able to do stuff together. Yeah, I'd marry her. But Suri, I've never been in a relationship with. And that makes it interesting. You know, I think about the old days when people didn't spend a lot of time together before they got married. You might get to take Peggy Sue out to the roadhouse under parental supervision, or someone else went along, or, you know, maybe that kind of date. And then at some point you said, Peggy Sue, I love you. Maybe you got to kiss her. First or second base. And then you declared your love. You said, Peggy Sue, I want to marry you, Peggy Sue. And then Peggy Sue might say yes. And you'd have to go ask the father for permission. Mr. Sue. Please, Mr. Sue. See, you didn't know Peggy Sue was a Chinese lady. Please, Mr. Sue, I'd like permission to marry your daughter. And then he would say, do you promise to be a good provider and try as hard as you can? Yes, sir. Yes, Mr. Sue. Do you promise to love her and cherish her? Yes, I will. You promise not to be nasty to her or knock her around or anything? No, I promise I won't. All right, what are your plans for the future? And then you tell him your plans for the future. You got to motivate it, you see. And then you get the blessing. And then you got married in a little church, and everyone came along and sang hymns. You pledged your love to each other and your commitment to each other in front of God. And that was an important thing back then, you see. That was a big deal. Weddings happened in churches. Almost every wedding happened in a church, unless it was, you just went to the Randburg Magistrates Court and you went, well, let's get married like that. But those were the exceptions, not the rule. The rule was you got married in a church. And in those days, in order to get married in a church, you had to be part of a church, or you had to be confirmed in a church. If you were marrying someone who wasn't part of that church, maybe they had to join the church, or you had to have a consultation. Everything was thought out. And then you stood there and you promised in front of God, who was an important person back then, that we promise to love each other until we die. The biggest promise you can make in your life. It was serious business. Now we got wedding venues and bands and videographers. It's like a Hollywood production, man. And then somewhere along there's a promise. Yeah, yeah, we promised. It's probably the shortest part of the whole day. And people get married. People get into relationships first nowadays, and I've done that. People get into relationships, and then you live with each other for a while. You spend a lot of time dating. You take the relationship to the furthest level it can go, really, and then you get married. And I don't know. Like, I used to think that was the way. This is a long way of answering your question, Alistair. I used to believe that was the way. I used to believe that there was nothing wrong with dating, getting deep into the relationship, having a long extended relationship maybe for a few years, and then eventually deciding that you were going to get married. Now I think differently. I'm starting to think differently. I'm starting to think, you know what? If it's going to take you 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 years to convince yourself that you're going to marry someone, it's a long time that you're doing convincing. You're convincing yourself for a long, long, long time before you make that commitment. Now I'm less scared to say, oh yeah, okay, I'll marry you. But what I've learned is it's the values of the person that I'm looking for, that I didn't concentrate on. I've always dated good people, don't get me wrong. But it's the values, how strong they are, that I'm starting to pay attention to as I get older. How strong are your values? So when you ask the question, is Suri heading down the right path for you? Let me tell you something, that Suri Smith is the only human being I've ever met whose values are so well expressed by her and so well practiced by her that I can't help but be impressed by her and say that's the kind of human being I would marry. There's your answer. Plus, she's beautiful. My word, I worry about my retinas burning. I think I've got to. This is not the sweetest picture of Suri. Suri, you're the topic on the show tonight. But I do like that picture. Arrgh. Yes, we can talk rubbish on the show. Jeez, we can talk rubbish on the show. You guys, stop it now. You do some talking. The only concert I've ever been to was Lenny Kravitz. Painful experience. Might have been. Hey, he might be one of those musicians that's just into himself and his own music. And yeah. Dome was terrible, says Helen. Yes. One of the worst concerts I've ever been to is Alice Cooper. Never seen Alice Cooper live. I saw Rodriguez at Grand West. It was brilliant. I would love to have seen Rodriguez. Sunbed Arena is great, says Helen. Isn't it just? Bronwyn Griffith just joined us. Says evening all, just gotten home from doing face painting at the local theatre group's pantomime show, which started tonight. Pinocchio, knackered. Pinocchio was knackered, or you knackered? Hope everyone had a good day. My weekend starts tonight, so cheers to the weekend. Cheers to the weekend, Bronwyn. Karen Eva says, saw Christa Berg at Ellis Park. Christa Berg, one of the most electrifying performers you'll ever see on stage. Loved his concert, was probably one of my top 5. Shell Green, how was your day, Tom? Long and busy. Been shooting videos today, the whole day. And I got in here and I literally, as I stopped and connected everything, and it was literally as I was ready, I hit the go live button. It hasn't stopped. If you lay your head down behind a car, you will get exhausted. I don't know what that means, all those stars. Right, Benjamin says, radio as an 80s teen always had this image that radio jocks earned millions. They did back then, by the way. Well, Alex J and John Burks did earn a lot of money back then, and then the salaries actually came down. Imagine millions of rands in the 80s. We'd speculate that Alex J had a Rolls Royce. No, he didn't have a Rolls Royce, but Burks had a Ferrari. One night, FNB Stadium concert, Alex was a guest in our VIP suite with Fiona, his missus. I got into the 80s topic. I think he's still laughing. intimated that there's more to be made outside of the studio events and so on. That's right, he's always done well out of voiceovers. Once I got into the fraternizing with radio jocks at events, I realized they're just normal people like us. Yeah, abnormal like everybody else. One thing is for sure, they could hammer out a solid party. It was good days, promotions with liquor and cigarette brands. One day we could discuss the dark side of entertainment industry, but spent 23 years in the liquor game. I popper for sure. Oh yes, Cape Town, my lighty is flying out early flight, SAF Air, I think. Yeah, I'm on the 7 o'clock flight, somewhere around there, on SAF Air as well. Best lifestyle concert I attended was Blue Man Group. Second was Bon Jovi, and always Garth Taylor. That's very kind of you. Thank you, Craig. Bon Jovi. I actually stood in the wings during Bon Jovi's concert at Joburg Athletics. Yeah, I was in the wings, right on the side of the stage as John Bon Jovi performed. That's a memory I haven't left. I think everyone is tired this year, says Shell. We're rooting for them legit, then he will forget Miley. What if Suri and I get married? I would, I'd marry her next week. My brother's on board. Nick Holmes. Hi everyone. Hey But. How's it, Nicky? Love you lots. I wish I was old enough to go to the concert in the park, 85 in Ellis Park. Me too. I would have loved to have seen Brenda Fassie doing Weekend Special. Never got to see that. Terry van der Walt says, hello, reprobates. Yow! Hello, Terry. I saw Usher. He took his shirt off, says Tammy Singh. All right, so your ideal man, the top half is Usher and the bottom half is Faf du Plessis. And I know what everyone just saw. I saw Neil Diamond at his last FMB concert. It was awesome. Been a terrible year, says Gaynor Schulenberg. Yeah, a lot of people have had a really rubbish year. Neil Diamond, says Shell Green. Who is John Burks? The best talk show host this country's ever produced. My kind of tribe, welcome. I went to a concert with a friend in the US, says Bronwyn. Wanted to see Eric Clapton, couldn't get tickets next time each other, so we opted for another one. We went to see Puff Daddy and other artists, Missy Something, and that would be Missy Elliott, and Busta Rhymes. I don't listen to the kind of music, and guess who fell asleep? The smoke from the weed was thick in the air. He didn't have to pay for the weed. Birds are quiet tonight. Are they okay? And how's that? Lara's also been quiet. I don't know. They're all a bit depro. I think it's the heat. If there is passion with that person, you need to be with that person, you can't wait. Well, that's the thing. Suri and I have always just been friends. I've never kissed her. I haven't done the test yet. I haven't done the passion test yet. I did give her a little Woody Woodpecker kiss on the lips once, like that, but you can't tell from that. I've actually been I can be very respectful with a woman. I can think she's beautiful and gorgeous and I'd marry her, but I wouldn't even touch her. I wouldn't even hold her hand, wouldn't even so much as put my hand on her shoulder. I'm like that. I'm very like this. Very like this until there's an invitation of some sorts. I'm like this. That's me. I don't go barging in. That's not me. That's true, Tom. Weddings in churches were very serious. Okay, there are a lot of messages here. You're so funny, Tom. Do you think so? I watch the show back every night and I giggle. And I think, am I giggling because I'm a narcissist or something? Or am I funny? Maybe I am funny sometimes. I don't know. Sometimes I think I'm really funny. And other times I think I just look like I'm whining. I loved Robbie Williams at the Super Bowl at Sun City. I was working there at the time. Oh, I didn't know he even performed yet. I would have gone to that. Okay. Right, so I got a lot of pictures in. Let's do a few pictures, right? Let's go with Alistair Jameson first up. We're going to watch Alistair Jameson's dog catch a piece of string.
I'm about to do my test with my dog to see if she will do what I said she would do. Yeah, she's looking at me. She's interested in what I'm saying. She's got everything focused on me. I'll do this. I'll send another video to show you what I mean.
Hey, there we go. Like a cracker. All right, here's Laura's. I don't know how many dogs Laura's got, but Laura's put a whole lot of dog pictures on the group today, on the London Gang group. I think those are her dogs. There's a dog with a hat on. And then these are also Laura's dogs, or maybe the same dogs. I don't know how many dogs Laura's got. And then Laura sent this shocking picture of her little Socks the cat, who was never taught to sit with its legs crossed. Robert Bruce Naismith's one-eyed Pekingese dog, Bailey. There we go. If you wondered what a one-eyed Pekingese dog looks like, that's it. Did the one eye pop out, or what happened to... Don't their eyes pop out? Is that what happened to the left eye there? Cheryl Veerhan's dog. Yesterday, after dropping the kids off at school, Cheryl was working, saw some wildflowers, and the dog begged to stop and smell the flowers, reminding Cheryl that there's always time for fun and beauty in life. Isn't that a lovely message? Now, I can't remember whose dog this is. Whoever's dog this is, could you just say my dog in the comment section down below the video, please? That's my kind of dog. I like that dog. Tammy Singh's dog. And then, oh man, I opened up Facebook tonight and I saw a post. I told you about my girlfriend who was the personal fitness instructor. We were together for 6 years, and at one point we got a dog. We got a lassie. What do you call them? Lassies. Rough collie. And we got this little, he was a puppy. He was about, I don't know, he was not very big. And we went to pick him up, and I lived with, she called him Cody, I called him Colin. And Colin I lived with for about 2 or 3 years. I watched Colin grow up. And I spent a lot of time with Colin. I think I've put videos of me and Colin driving in the Beetle, listening to Chris Rea together. And I just loved Colin. Colin was the sweetest dog I had ever met in my life. And I loved hugging him. And I loved his loving nature. He wore a smile on his face all the time. And tonight, I opened up Facebook and I saw that Shani had put a post on Facebook to say Colin had died. I think he died today. So, I mean, this is terrible. Yesterday I was telling you the story of Peppy, and then today I see that this dog that I absolutely adored and loved, and he stayed with Shani when I left, he's no longer. So I just wanted to pay tribute to Colin tonight. I don't want to put a sad song on. I want to put a happy song on, because every time and every interaction and lying on the couch and going for walks and drives and the hugs and the running around and the love that Colin gave me, I just want to say thank you, Colin. Now this is Colin, or Cody, and he passed away today, and he was a very big part of my life. That smile was on his face permanently. And he used to love the couch. And our Colin would give you looks like this. And I think feeling the loss today will be Shani. What a lovely picture of the two of them. And so, yeah, bless you, Colin. Bless you, boy. Oh, I got sad there for a second. I got emotional. I've done too much crying on the show, so I'm not crying tonight. But I am very sad to learn that my little dog that I was part of his life for a few years has gone. What's happening to so many of our comments? Facebook hiding so many of our comments. What's the matter, you? Really, are they hiding your comments? I saw that was happening yesterday. We couldn't work out why. Perhaps it was the dog story. Don't say too much about the dog now, because they might hide your comments. I was watching myself on TV the other night, this show, and I see I'm always scratching. I'm always scratching my head, and this is something I've done in radio studios when I'm live. I'm not actually itchy. It's just my hands work when my brain works. So I don't know how to control that. But I've noticed I do scratch. I'm not an itchy person, I promise you. It's just this thing that goes on when my brain's revving. Yeah. What else have we got? as far as pictures are concerned. Oh, here's a video of a Harvard. They got a Harvard to fly over Springs the other day. If you ever grew up in Springs as I did, the Donata Air Force training base was just down the road, basic training for pilots in the Air Force, and they'd use T6 Harvards. And they would fly over every day of my life growing up. And that sound, I know. If I'm standing here out in the garden in Belterfriedenbach, I can hear a Harvard coming from 10 nautical miles away. I'm so familiar with the sound. But if you've never heard it, here it is. Yeah, short and sweet, I'm afraid. But that was over Springs the other day. They got a Harvard to fly over. And then Craig Caldwell sent this in. I see it's getting cold in different parts of the world now. It's over in the UK. Craig Caldwell, morning gang, but nippy. Yeah, I'd say so. Nippy, it is. That's why I stay in Johannesburg. Best weather in the world. Absolutely best weather in the world. I'm just wondering. I got a little video of the Springs Boys High Cadet Band playing Pata Pata, which I wanted to play you. I'm very proud of my old school. And I had a whole little video of Springs Boys High that I was going to play you, but we're going to run out of time. So let me play you this. Okay, couple of minutes left before we leave for the night and regroup and join each other tomorrow night at 9 p.m. I want to thank you if you've been watching on YouTube or you're watching the video post live on YouTube. A video gets made every Monday to Friday at 9 o'clock Central Africa time. It's available immediately. Listen carefully, pause, participate in the conversation that begins in the beninging. If you're watching on Facebook, thank you for being a Facebook viewer, for pressing the play button and watching for longer than you'd watch most content on Facebook. So thank you. I wish that they'd take notice of that and realize I got engaged people here. Big time. If you're watching on YouTube, thank you. You're part of a growing audience. Very, very, very audience, but it's growing very nicely every month. So thank you for hitting that play button. Hey YouTube, wherever you are in the world, this is not necessarily a show for South Africans only. You can be in America, you can be in Europe, you can be in the East, you can be in Australia, anywhere in the world. You're just as much part of this as anybody else. So thanks for hitting the play button. Twitch viewers, thank you too for hitting the play button. I took my son Nathan to see the Harvard on Saturday. It was so nice hearing the sound again. He's currently at Springs Boys High School. Maybe I'll play the Springs Boys High School video tomorrow night so you can see what the school looks like and the attitude of the boys there. It really is a lovely school. I think they've done well. So that Harvard display was at the opening of the Outdoor Museum near Murray Park. I've done aerobatics in a Harvard. It's so much fun. So much fun. Okay, so anybody got anything to say before we say goodnight to each other? Any final statements? Any last words? Yeah, I'm looking for your last words tonight. Not your last words ever. But what are your last words tonight? I'm looking for a last word. Do you have a last word? will you have the last word? Could be a quote, could be anything. Think of a last word quickly. And then perhaps every night I'll open the lines up at 3 to 4 minutes to go before the end of the show and invite you to put a last word in or last words. And then someone will get the last word. But only one person will have the last word. Now, I'm watching what's coming in on the comments screen. I'm watching the words. I want to see what you come up with. How creative are you? What's your last word? What's your last words? You can use more than one word if you want. Tammy's got one. Carlos Hartwell's got one. Alistair Jameson's got one. Tammy says she was first with the last word. Yeah, but that doesn't make it the last word. It makes it the first last word. Yeah, a few more coming in. Robert's got some last words. Carlos has. Aubrey Murray, who says he's just popped in late, but he may be Kiss on YouTube, and now he's quickly flipped over to Facebook. Oh, there's some very nice last words here. Okay, I'm going to pick one quickly. Whose last word? This is very difficult. This is difficult. Alright, I think I'm going to go with that one there. Alright, here we go. Here are your last words for tonight, and then I'll tell you who wins the last word. Good night to you all, says Liesel Schulenberg. Carlos Hartwell says, night all, sleep well, night night. I'm not sure whether you meant that as a last word. Great show, says Gaynor. Yeah, I like that. Maybe I'll just make that the last word, a compliment, yes. Benjamin says he'll live stream his spinning session. Yeah, join us on Facebook on the WhatsApp line. We'll do a video call if you want to. If you've been serious, Benjamin, then tomorrow night we will video call you while you're on the spinning bike and have a chat. How's that? If you're in, just tell me you're in. Okay, Tammy Singh's last words were, this almost, I got to tell you, this almost won. Do-do-do-do. Do-do-do-do. Da-da-da-da. Da-day-day-day. Be-be-be. When you gonna marry me? Peace, says Carlos Hartwell. Alistair Jameson says Bazinga. Now, peace and Bazinga, I almost chose. Remember the sunscreen, says Benjamin Jones. I like that as well. You see, they were good. Carlos Hartwell, blessings. Robert Bruce Naismith, good night everyone until Monday. Breathe, says Shell Green. That almost became the last word. As well as this one. Ai Batong. Ai Batung. Ai Batung. Friends, says Gaynor. That was close. Ciao. Io parlo un poco italiano e sono proprio un imbecille. Suri Smith, oh wow. Now I almost gave it to Suri Smith because she's going to be... but that would be favoritism, so I can only give a last word to Suri in a few shows, I think, in case people accuse me of manipulation and favoritism. Alakazam, says Alistair Jameson. Barry Bowditch says, have an idyllic night and day to a brilliant gang. Thank you, Barry. Same to you. Ha ha. Don't you ha ha me. You'll be ha haing all the way down the aisle. What is that? V-ses. Oh, V-ses. V-ses. It's Danish. Cheers, says Robert. Love, says Shell. Benjamin Jones says, I got a face for radio. No, man, don't worry. Nobody here gives a damn what we look like. Miley. My obsession for Miley is starting to taper off now that Suri is in the room. Okay, the winning last word tonight is going to be Aubrey Marais. Yeah, for a man who joined late and didn't participate much tonight, unless Aubrey is Kiss, we don't know. That's my suspicion. Aubrey wins the last word. And the last word is Que sera, sera. Last words from you tonight. Que sera, sera. Whatever will be, will be. The future's not ours to see. Que sera, sera. Nice one. Right, that's it for, I don't even know what day it is. This is what happens when you manage a band. You forget what day of the week it is. Is it Wednesday today or Thursday? It's Thursday today, isn't it? Friday tomorrow. Oh my Lord, I don't know. Saturday I'm in Cape Town. I think Sunday I'm back home. Go out there tomorrow and show them your power. Go out there tomorrow and show them your strength. Go out there tomorrow and show them your vision. Go out there tomorrow and show them your tenacity. Go out there tomorrow and show them your resilience. Go out there and show them your love. Go out there tomorrow and change one thing in the world, even if it's just yourself. Go out there tomorrow and love. Go out there tomorrow and be kind. Go out there tomorrow and forgive. Forgive them as they forgive us. Tomorrow, go out there and be okay with the world. I wish you were asleep so deep that it feels like you've just developed a nasty case of a coma. I hope that you got enough food in your belly that when you go to bed tonight, you're not hungry. I hope you got enough money in your pockets to make it through tomorrow. I hope you're kind to the people you love and the people you love are kind to you. But most of all, London gang, I hope you join me at 9 p.m. tomorrow. Because I miss you. Yes, you. I miss you. Changer.